Okay, good day, everybody. I'm excited to see that we got some more people on the stream today. How you guys doing? Let me know in the chat if you are live with me and you want to make some money as well. You want to make some money tomorrow, today, whenever that day is. You want to make some money, let me know. Shout out to Will, first one here. He's even here before I was here. Well done, Will. It's almost time. Yeah, coach, just say good day to you all. Good day to everybody. If you can hear me and you're live with me, please let me know in the chat. It's always good to see the names pop up as well. Don't be shy. Let yourself be known. Awesome. Rabalan, good to see you, sir. There's more. Good. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to start off by looking at what's coming up in terms of news for the next part of the week. And then also, how are we in terms of in relation to where our weekly outlook was. Let me know in the chat if you caught the weekly outlook. If you got a chance to watch that, let me know in the chat as well. If you watched it, I can see how many people are on the stream, so I'm expecting more than 2 people to respond over here. Let me know in the chat, because if you did, and I got some messages from people later today that they made some money off of that weekly outlook. Now, full disclosure, I got to tell you something really interesting. Every now and then, I've got to remind myself that I myself am also supposed to do what my weekly outlook said, right? Almost took a opposite trade today because I was taking it in opposite direction of what I was trading. This is on something new that I've been trading as well. Welcome, Joanne, as well. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Welcome, Carla. Please stick till the end, everyone. Shout out to Carla. Lovely to see you all. It's always fun to have people on. You know, it's different to Zoom or when we're doing live streams with you all on, because there's no one talking back and forth. So you got to help me in the chat and be engaged in the chat. Okay, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off real quick with the trading side of things. We'll talk a little bit at the end and then we'll close out the stream. Not going to keep you guys too long today. But first things first, we're going to look at what is coming up tomorrow, because I always think it's important. This should be at the top of your day. You got to look at what news reports are coming out. Write that down for your notes. You're always going to be on top of what news reports are coming out. Okay. So as you can see, tomorrow we have the big one. We have CPI. It's Wednesday, and CPI is coming out. Core CPI month on month, CPI month on month, and then also CPI year on year. Thank you, Carla, for watching the weekly outlook. I guess no one else watched it, even though they sent me messages saying they made money on it. So I'm wondering, maybe they're just not on today, right? Maybe they're just not on today. But we got CPI coming up tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we got unemployment rate and employment change coming up, but that is in the Aussie dollar. So if you're trading something that's Aussie dollar related, that's where that will be. And then also on Thursday, we're doing GBP, GDP of the GBP. Sorry, it's a tongue twister. That's going to be for your pound dollar traders as well. And then, of course, we're having a bit of a French holiday. New York session, I'm expecting to be a little less of a movement in the euro, but more so movement in the pound. And then later, we see core retail sales. So all the USD pairs will move then, right? Sorry, I should say London session quiet, New York session busy. And then on Friday, we don't have too much on Friday. I don't look at orange folder news, only look at the red folder news. 16 people on stream. Welcome, everybody. Put your name in the chat, please. So that's going to be important. So the main thing we want to do tomorrow is you're going to have to decide what you're trading. If you are trading something that's a USD-based pair, then expect some major volatility tomorrow. And for the most part, you probably shouldn't put on large risk, or you should avoid trading prior to the news announcement and trade only 30 minutes afterwards. So there's 2 schools of thought. If you want to trade the actual news announcement, you should reduce risk drastically because price is going to move quite a lot and you want to reduce your chances of loss. The flip side to that, welcome, Michael. The flip side to that is, of course, if it does move in your favor, you're going to feel like, wow, I could have caught that whole move. But trading is about preserving capital, not making capital first, right? It's first preserving, protecting your account, and that allows you to trade another day and then make more money in that. So gonna be important over there. Otherwise, if you want to avoid the major CPI announcement, then go to cross pairs, right? Cross pairs. Don't trade your USD based pairs. Trade cross pairs, and you will be a little safer in that. So Rabalan asks, where can you check the news? This is forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com. That is the reliable one that I've been using this for years, Rabalan. This is the one you should check. Every day, part of your routine. Write this down for your notes, Rabalan. The worst news events to trade is CPI, FOMC, and NFP. Those are the account busters. If you want to trade them, we trade 30 minutes after the news event, right? You fade the move. My pleasure, sir. My pleasure. Okay, so that's the news for the week. Make sure that you pay attention to that. Also, usually it's better to commit your risk. In other words, your trades to the days that have news. The days that don't have news are the days that chop up, right? They go sideways. They do nothing for the most part. Obviously, there are the outliers where it goes the other direction. Okay, let's quickly look at our trade recap and go through all our pairs that we looked at on the weekly outlook and see where we are at. Okay, we're going to start off with the fan favorite, which is Euro USD. Give me a 7 in the chat if this is one of the things that you trade, Euro USD. Give me a 7 in the chat. And here we go. So what I did on Sunday is I gave you two options. And I didn't just give you blindly two options. If you watch the weekly outlook, I told you exactly what will happen in the one case and what will happen in the other case. Okay? So in the one case, I said price has not yet chosen direction because of both-sided weekly rejection. And if you look at that, this is what I was speaking about. You had this price action over here, price rejecting this weekly gap and trading up, but also rejecting this weekly high and trading down. So we had to wait for price to give us an indication of where it's going next. Okay? And if you did wait, you got an awesome move. Right? You got a really awesome move. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cough, so every now and then I have to pause. Then I drew out these for you. These highs that were stacked. Let me know if you caught this. If you saw that these highs that were stacked, and I told you that those are going to be targets should price break up. And then I drew out this formation for you as well. Is that likely? And of course, it took us to, and that's the thing about a weekly outlook. You don't know which day you're going to get this pattern. But it happened today where we dipped down, and I could literally just take this and move it across and put it there. Isn't that amazing? It's exactly what happened. And then what do we have as targets? Each of these highs. This high, that high, that high, and that high. So, where to from here is the question. Where to from here? If we take out this high today, right, or tomorrow early, depending on when you come to the actual chart. If we take out that high, I'm expecting a pullback. Okay? So in other words, if we go above that high and we take it out, which is a daily high, let's say we take it out today, then tomorrow I'm expecting a bit of a pullback. If we do not take it out and instead trade lower, let's say we stagnate over here where it is now, even though it looks like it's not going to stagnate, but let's say this happens. Let's say we start stagnating and we go down like this. Then I'm expecting price to come down, and when CPI or before CPI or whenever during the overall session of the day, price will then spike up and go take that high, right? So two options. If we take it out now, we're looking for plays to sell, probably retracements back in or higher probability. If we go down lower, which is actually what I'd prefer, I'd like to see us go down lower and not take out that level. Why do I say that? Because if we didn't take out that level, then we know there's unfinished business, and the likelihood of price to target that particular high becomes higher, right? So we could see price trade down like that on announcement, or even just, on the announcement, it might look something like this. Let me show you. and then just shoot straight up. Let me check if we have a higher time frame level there that we could target as well before we move on to the next chart. And this is all under the assumption that we do not take that high today still. We could come down somewhere here. Let me make this line lighter, because that was Sunday's projection. And we could do this, right? Into this level, sweep a little lower, and then push back up. That's under the assumption that we don't take that high today. If we do take that high today, we want to see a breakdown. I'm giving you the exact thing that we need to see. If we do take that high today, or tomorrow in London session before most of you come, we want to see price come down, go up, break down a lower time frame, and then trade back in. Not before we see that formation. Otherwise, it's a no trade day. Okay. Everybody get that? Give me an 8 in the chat if you got the euro down. 8 in the chat if you got the euro down. But ultimately, we're looking for higher pricing at the moment, right? There's no structure in here, so would I be trading the euro at all now during the day? No. There's no structure. There's nothing to anchor off of. The last time we got structure was here, which, by the way, if you look at the weekly outlook, I said if we close above here on the 4 hour, we're going to go higher, which we did. Okay? Thank you. Awesome. That's 8 in the chat. Let's stay engaged, everybody. Okay, next one up, we did NAS as well. My apologies for that. Now, NAS is the one I was speaking about where I said I need to follow my own weekly outlooks as well. Because I gave you guys this entire analogy and I said, if we close above this weekly gap, let me show you, on the daily, then up we go, right? Then up we go. So now we've gone above that. I think that should we close above that level on the daily, which looks highly likely now based on where we are, right? A strong close like that, I'd be thinking we're targeting that sometime tomorrow. That would be my forecast on that. When we started the process on Sunday, I said, if we come lower than this, then we're targeting this level. We didn't come lower. We held that. I said, if we hold this, we go up above that. If we hold that with a daily close, then tomorrow we're targeting that level, right? We're going there to the high. Now, if this pulls back strongly in the next couple of hours and tomorrow in London, and we close somehow below this, then we're just going to turn down again. But for now, this is our retracement level. Literally this formation, up, down, and up till there. That's what we're doing. So NAS is quite clear from where it is now, right? It's quite clear. And the reason I gave you this view is because if you look on the weekly, we had a lack of displacement below this low. We could not clear this low with the body, which means the first target is 50% of this range, this candle, and the next target is to clear the high of that candle. So up above that high, likely into that gap on top. But I'm looking more bullishly to the upside tomorrow. Give me a 9 in the chat if you're still finding value in the stream. Thank you for everybody that's with us on this particular stream, right? Give me a 9 in the chat. Okay. So that's where we are now. Again, 10 minutes after 30 minutes after CPI is the safest. If you do trade it during CPI, you want to look at higher time frame levels such as daily or 4-hour levels at the minimum. Don't look at 15 minutes. Don't look at 9. Shout out to Dennis. Long time no see, sir. Don't look at 30 minutes. Don't look at 15-minute candles. None of that, right? You want to make sure that you're on a higher time frame such as a daily or 4-hour and up. And then we're going to get higher pricing on NAS over there. Okay, let's keep it going. The next one we looked at was gold. And we hit our TP1. We hit take profit 1. Right? We were looking... This is actually for the last 2 weeks. We were looking to come up from this level all the way to clear out that level. Right? I did anticipate today. I thought I'll come on here and possibly show you guys how even the next level went up till there, but we haven't. There's been some choppy price action here. So I'm thinking tomorrow, let me show you here. We're going to close here probably where we are, somewhere in this particular range where we are right now. I can take off this. Then tomorrow, I'm thinking we are going to come into this particular gap over here at the bottom. I'll draw it on with a... Again, none of this is financial advice. This is just what I think is going to happen. You can judge my accuracy based on all the stuff I put out previously every week. But I think we close over there. We trade back into this level, and then we peak up above target 2. And I'd be looking for a standard deviation of 4 over here. This will be target 3. Now, does it necessarily happen tomorrow? I don't know. But it is CPI, so we might get some strong movements. TP1 is reached, so if you've been following for the last 2 weeks, we basically got that entire move up from the bottom, literally from here all the way up till there. So that's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of price action called out beforehand. Give me a 25 in the chat if you're still finding value. I'm just checking if you guys are still here with me. Give me a 25 in the chat. All right? Awesome. So that's gold. A trade back in. Go up there. What is next? We also looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been a bit stagnant, but again, followed the plan to a T. Look at this. From the weekly outlook, we're looking for a retracement back into this level. It's been sitting over here. And now I'm looking for up price action. The only thing I'd say about Bitcoin is you got to be careful, because Bitcoin doesn't only move according to price action. It also moves according to news. Like this entire thing down here was tied to the whole Japanese certainty. But I did say if we close below this level, then we go down. But we didn't close below that level. And so we go up. And it followed that whole entire process. And I want to show you something. When everyone is thinking, man, this thing is crashing, it's the end of the world and stuff, all you need to do is go up a higher time frame to see what price is actually doing. Look at this. All it did was trade into a 3-month gap. And I'll show you. Let me take off the drawings. Trade into a gap on the 3-month. Right? Into that gap, and now it's pushing up again. Internal range to external range. So that's Bitcoin as well. Thank you, Carl, for the 25. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Jennifer. Missed you, Jennifer. Missed you in class. Okay, so Bitcoin, am I happy with the price action right now? Not. It's too choppy. There's no V-shaped stronger movements. I'd like to see stronger movements over there. Okay, lastly, I think we had JPY, and then I'll talk to you guys a little bit even more. So JPY, this one I called to a T. Like, we spoke about various scenarios and how high it could go based on where it closes. But if you actually look at the 4-hour, which is what I pointed out in Sunday's live stream, and I said we could literally just come into this level here. If we open up and we are sitting here, we're going to pull up into here, right? Which we got. If we open up and we are lower than that, we were going to go below this low and pull up into there. So both of it from Sunday was an upward movement, and we got both of that, right? I still believe that there's some more upside in here till even higher levels still here. Then at this particular point, which is 193, that's where we have to wait for more price action. Either we break higher and hold, and then we can start trading, or we break lower and hold, and then we can start trading down. That's a decisional point on JPY. Give me a 10 in the chat if you're still with me. No problem, Jennifer. I understand. Okay, awesome. Now, We want to be doing more awesome things with you guys as well, and then also with people that you know. I want you guys to start being our kind of our ambassadors and mascots. And if you think we provide value, and by the way, let's give me one more thing in the chat you want me to look at, and I'll look at it. But it's got to be the top vote, right? We're the only one thing, the one that takes the most, and I'll look at it. But while I'm doing that, while you guys are putting that in the chat, he says, Coach, changing up the numbers. I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, I'm changing it up to check if you're still here. Right? Maybe someone just put the stream on because they don't want me to feel bad, so they just listening to it and just hoping that I think they're here. So I'm changing up the numbers, Will, just to make sure they're still here. We're trying to expand and touch as many lives as possible. We are looking at new ways to actually deliver our product. Some more cost effective, some more intensive. If there's people that you know, give them our email address. You have the email address. Let them know. Send coach a message. Sit down with the coach, and we're going to talk it to where they are at this point and what they want to actually learn, and we can find out how we can help them, best help them. And maybe that's you as well. Maybe you haven't done high level. Maybe you are thinking of coming back, whatever it is. Students will tell you we're taking things to another level now. I want to see a lot more people winning this year. And so we're getting a lot more strict. There's homework. There's a lot more intention. And this is what it looks like, right? This is not coincidence to be able to call all these markets with this level of accuracy and tell you what we expect, what to see, when to see it. This is what we are doing. We are trying to look at things intensively and finding out where are those pockets of information that we need to pay attention to. And I'm developing new ways to carry across that idea to everyone. A lot of you have been trading Model 3. If you've been trading that, we've been backtesting it. We've been showcasing that it works. Some of you have been trading what I've recently shown you, which is Model 3 with a higher time frame modifier. And that's been working out well for a lot of people when they followed that actual pattern. In fact, let me show you a before trade in London real quick before I look at what you want. Please vote for what you want, right? So far, there's one vote each and everything. But let me show you something, a trade that was easy this morning on the actual euro. And it was a sell, even though the day was up. So you might be thinking, how is that possible? Let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah. So this morning on the euro in a London session, there was a nice easy trade over the 4 hour. And this is what we had. We had the high and the low of the 4 hour in play. Right? Boom. And then with our new model that I've been training everyone on, we had this level in play. Okay, and then what do we need to see? We need to see the 1 hour in the opposite direction to the 4 hour. And guess what we got? You'll see now when we get to the end, boom, in the opposite direction. 4 hours down, 1 hour's up, and then I'll replay you the entry that I got. With simple stuff. Let me show you. Keep voting. Keep voting, and I'll look at one of your pairs. And then we're going to call it a day. Again, tell those people that you want them to email us. Then we can take it from the actual 5 minute. All right, we get our first break over here. And you'll see London session has not started yet. Then right in London session, price trades up into the first break. This could have been someone's first attempt. Right? Now comes the better one. Why? Because we had that Model 3 manipulation. That's not what the one I took, but I'm just saying, if you took that first attempt, that's okay. Then comes this. Stop above the high. show you now. Let's wait for the next candle. Right on there. Stop above that high. Why on there? That's the last candle to the upside. And then the magic happened. Right? Easy trade following the actual process. Manipulation. Breakdown. SVR. Into that area. Drop down. Clear out the low. Boom. And then we leave price to do what it wants to do after that, which was trade all the way back up again. Okay. So let's see. USD JPY. NVIDIA. SPY. Okay, here's what I need every one of you guys to do. Everyone else, everyone that has voted for something, choose one other thing of the list that has already been voted. So choose USD JPY, NVIDIA, or SPY. Choose one of that, and I'm going to go with one of that, right? And that will be the last thing we do for today. We've got 18 people on the stream. I would have loved to see 18 names in the chat to let me know who's live with me today, but you guys are too shy. You're just so shy. Okay, we got another vote for SPY. Let's see. Let's see. Let's vote. Let's vote quick. Going once, going twice. Someone said JPY. I'm assuming this is the USD JPY vote as well. Okay, 2 more for JPY. 1 more to go. 1 more person to vote. USD JPY is a nice pair to actually trade during the Asian session as well. All right, so you can trade it overnight as well. Okay, USD JPY is taking the vote today, so that's the one we're going to look at. Right, that's the one we're going to look at. Let me bring it up and then we'll call it the day after this, right? Okay, USD JPY, this is the 1 month chart. What am I seeing? I started the 1 month and worked myself down. We have taken all these external range liquidity on the side. We have now traded down with quite a bit of momentum. The month is not closed, but if the month does close, we'll leave a monthly gap there, which will be probably more downside at that point. It's funny because when you think about what has just happened in the news recently, this was not supposed to be what you're seeing, right? It's not supposed to be what you're seeing, but yet, look what the chart is doing. So you tell me what do you think is actually happening, right? There's a lot of manipulation that's going on. Okay, so we have downside targets such as this, and I haven't yet said what I think is going to happen, right? I'm just giving you a top-down analysis. We have a downside target, which is that. We also have this month's open, or rather this month's low as a target. Okay, that's that. So this is how I do my thought process. Not much on the monthly we can do in terms of executing a trade. We go down to our weekly. What do we see? Okay, on our weekly, we cleared out that high. We broke that low, so we're bearish, right? We're bearish from our weekly. Then what else do we see? We see that we displaced quite strongly through lows over here. That's quite a strong displacement. We then pushed even further down below this low. Okay, and now we're kind of reacting in this little area over here. So what do we have in terms of this area over here? Now we need to confluence this area. This area, we have another gap. That's a weekly gap. We've just tapped that weekly gap. Right? So that's an area of resistance. Let me change that to red. In this area as well. Resistance. We got light on that color. Give me an 8 in the chat if you're still finding value. Yeah, it's a weakening dollar, but just think about what is supposed to happen. It's supposed to be a weak Japanese yen, but yet we're seeing the opposite, right? So the news is there to manipulate. Let's go to the daily. What are we seeing on the daily? The daily showing some weakness, some signs of weakness. Let's have a look at this. Here's some signs of weakness on the daily. In that we push up, we break down, we push up, we break down. Right? We cleared this 3 candle high on the daily over here. That is liquidity. Again, external. We're holding that weekly gap. So now we got good information. This is where we start to find something interesting. Okay? Let's look at our 4 hour. Our 4 hours pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. So from this point onwards, it's what I expect on USD JPY. Since we kept pushing up and coming down, pushing up and coming down, we are, once we break this level with a body. So if we break some part of the times, you just have to wait, right? If we break this level with a 4 hour close, so with the body, right, 4 hour close of a candle, if we break below this level on the week, on the 4 hour, in other words, we come down like this, and we come down either from here or even higher. Ideally it would be something like this: higher up, break down. If we leave a gap in this leg somewhere here, and it is my opinion, not financial advice, that we're going all the way down to clear out that low. And that should give you multiple days of trading in that direction. What could you do in the meantime? In the meantime, every time price trades into a 4 hour gap and breaks up on a 15-minute or 1 minute, you could keep trading up, right? But the moment it closes below a 4 hour low, whether it be this one or a newly created one, let's say it does this, puts a new low in. If it goes beyond that 4 hour low and closes with a strong body, leaves a gap in the leg, then, ladies and gentlemen, most likely we are going all the way down to take out this level and then go there. Why? Because the higher time frame is bearish. Yes, we got such a strong move up, but the only reason we got that strong move up is because we cleared a weekly low. We cleared multiple weekly lows, so we're due for retracement. The way this candle closed here, it's quite strong in, and so it tells us that there's a deeper pullback. Now, could I be completely wrong and price just turns all the way up and goes up and takes that? Yes, I can. But we're playing probabilities over here, and currently the probabilities are on the downside. As soon as we get a break below that 4 hour levels, we should see more consistent downside, right? And then for you, those of you who were in Monday's class, this is what I'm looking at. Look at how price turns into that particular level. It's likely going to turn out of that level, right? That kind of shape. And that happens everywhere on the chart. Look at this, all the way up and down once it hits a level. And similarly at the bottom, once it hits that level and turns all the way up that way. So that's been the session today. I hope you guys have found some value as well. Went a little longer than I thought, but a lot of you showed up today, so I've been blessed by everyone showing up. Thank you for joining me. It's been Coach Chadwin. I hope you guys are blessed. I hope you find some value. I hope you trade well in this week. And remember, for the most part, it's about waiting. Now, USD JPY and all the other USD-based pairs might just give you a massive spike tomorrow, being that at the CPI. And so it will choose direction definitely tomorrow. But I trust you guys are blessed by this. Mr. Will says, I'm keeping my promise. I got to pass the test first, plus profits. Yes, right? And all of that starts with the swear word I give you guys in class, which is backtest, 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 build your data. And especially the one of the latest classes where I spoke about how to gather data. Go ahead and do that as well. And if you're not a student of ours, please send us an email, right? support@kingdomdaytraders.com, and sit down with a coach. Let us see where we can plug you in and how we can help you. There's various tiers now of education, so we might be able to help you in some form or some way. If you got a family member or a friend or someone that you really like or feels might be a good fit for the organization, please let us know as well. We want to help people get the skill of trading and make a success. Also, go ahead and go to our YouTube channel. You guys should be checking out all those trade recaps. Go ahead and check out our TikTok channel as well. Kingdom Digital Nomads, as well as Kingdom Day Traders. And go to our YouTube channel, Kingdom Day Traders, as well. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But please go and check out those actual recaps, because if you want to see my thought process to a T, from an entry of a trade to a management of a trade, that's where I do it, right? I'm going to record more of those for you guys in the near future as well. Happy trading, everyone. You guys be blessed on purpose. Love you all. Be blessed. Thanks, everyone.